Lin Tian strode straight into the dwarves' main forge, a roaring inferno of fire and steel. Sparks danced through the air as hammers clashed against glowing red ore, the rhythmic pounding echoing like thunder. The dwarves worked tirelessly, their faces glowing in the orange light of molten metal. At the center stood Bill, the dwarves' chief blacksmith, an old man with arms like iron and eyes that had seen centuries of flames. When he spotted Lin Tian, he gave a hearty grin. "Lord Dennis, you look far better than before. Come to inspect our progress?" Lin Tian smiled faintly, shaking his head. He wasn't here for routine business. He told Bill his true purpose. He wanted a weapon forged by Bill himself, one capable of slaying the mightiest beings on the continent, the Bone King of the Grand Mausoleum, the Succubus Queen, and even the Church's holy armies. The air went still. Even Bill's seasoned heart quivered at those names, the kind of foes spoken only in whispers. But after a long pause, he slammed a hand to his chest. "If you mean to face such powers, Your Highness, then I'll forge you a weapon beyond compare." Lin Tian returned the highest dwarven gesture of gratitude, solemn and deep. With that vow sealed in fire and honor, he turned and headed for the armory, thoughts already racing ahead. "The hardest part is done," he muttered. "Now it's time to activate the simulation." The system responded instantly, flooding his vision with a glowing new scenario. Simulation log, Dwarven Kingdom Arc. You've endured countless trials to reach the dwarves' realm. After slaying hordes of undead, you've become a living legend, beloved by the Queen, worshipped by every dwarven woman. But that fame came with problems. They started chasing you, literally chasing you, nearly draining your life in a tavern brawl of affection gone too far. To survive, you hid in the royal forge, studying under Jamila. Within a month, you crafted 700 enchanted weapons. Impressive, right? But then, the dwarven women went on strike. No more forging, no more mining, unless you joined them underground. Their goal? Possessing you. 3 options flashed on screen. Option 1, go with them, 100 points. Option 2, avoid them, 10 points. Option 3, act freely, 30 points. Lin Tian's eyebrow twitched. If I pick one, I'll be eaten alive. If I pick 2, they'll still hunt me down. So he went with freedom. And chaos followed. Even with guards and the Queen herself at his side, the women schemed endlessly. Traps, potions, ambushes. One night, to avoid being drugged, Lin Tian had to chug 2.5 liters of antitox potion just to stay conscious. 3 brutal months later, he finally escaped, battered but victorious. The results? 700 level 10 weapons. 250 level 11 weapons. 50 of world-class rank. As the system wrapped up, it flashed one final line. Boys, protect yourselves. Too much charm can kill. Reward, plus 50% progress, plus 5 vitality. Recovery time, 3 months. When Lin Tian finally stepped out of the stimulation, his smile said it all. The nightmare was over. Before him stretched rows upon rows of radiant, gleaming weapons. The unity of an entire nation at work. What a sight to behold. Lin Tian couldn't help but grin, excitement flickering in his eyes. All the patience, the endurance, it had paid off. He was glad he hadn't forced things back then. Sure, he hadn't managed to forge a true half-moon tier weapon, but producing over 1,000 high-grade pieces in record time? That was more than he'd ever dreamed of. Just as he was basking in the victory, something glinted nearby. A pair of rings resting in a box. Lin Tian raised a brow. Spatial rings? But no, on closer look, they seemed like imitations, maybe crafted by some ambitious dwarf. Still, curiosity got the better of him. He poured a strand of mana into one, and instantly, a violent suction exploded outward, pulling every nearby magical weapon straight into the ring's core. Lin Tian burst out laughing. Perfect! Guess I won't need to sneak anything out after all. But before he left, he remembered old Bill's words. A surprise gift was waiting. When Lin Tian stepped into the forge area, the air itself seemed to tremble. The spacious workshop, normally buzzing with smiths, now held only one figure, Master Bill. The old dwarf stood firm, hammer in hand, striking the glowing metal again and again. Around him, the dwarves watched in reverence. By the gods, it's the Thunderbull horn, one whispered. He's really forging a half-moon weapon, another gasped. Finally, Bill plunged the molten metal into a basin, not of ordinary alchemical fluid, but one filled with a blood-infused mixture. The forge hissed and roared as steam erupted upward. When the old master lifted the weapon again, its shape emerged, a long spear, glowing like molten lightning. Only one step remained. Bill straightened, his voice booming across the forge. With the blood of our kin, we forged the divine weapon. At that moment, the skies outside split open. Thunder crashed, clouds whirled like a storm unleashed, and a blinding bolt of lightning tore down from the heavens, striking the spear in his hands. The flash was blinding. The shockwave threw every dwarf off their feet. Even Lin Tian had to narrow his eyes against the light. When the glow faded, the weapon pulsed with living power, a true half-moon magic spear, its aura shaking the forge itself. Lin Tian exhaled slowly, eyes glinting with awe. So this is half-moon power, he murmured. What a force! Chancel clutching two glowing eggs. Egg cracked and a tiny chick blinks up at him. An SSS rank familiar? A chick? Chancel's smile twitches. 120,000 points. For poultry? Before he can despair, the goddess of abundance appears. My 10th vassal, you've returned. Then the second egg cracks. A piglet emerges, proud, shell on its head. The 12th vassal greets you. Chancel stares. A chick and a piglet, divine servants? The goddess's voice turns grave. Beware my apostle, if Chancel deems you useless, he may sell you, or eat you. Watch the full recap, link in description.